Hello fellow gamers, welcome to my first tutorial here in No Man's Sky on how to find and salvage ship crash sites. To find the crash sites, what we need to do is find a signal scanner. They're found usually scattered all over the different planets and have an orange light that shoots up skyward from them. And to activate one, all you need to do is craft a bypass chip, which is fairly simple. Uses only common resources, basically 10 iron, 10 plutonium, which is found all over these planets. I generally try to keep one on hand at all times. Now when we activate the signal scanner here, you'll get a couple options here. The options we need to find the wrecks is the transmission. Now with transmissions options, you can wind up finding either observatories, advanced life form shelters, or in the shipwrecks, or I mean transmission towers, which is what we're looking for at this time. And it looks like we're going to have to do this a few times here to get what we need. In case you're wondering, observatories are like the transmission towers, but are used to find the ruins on the planets. And here we go. We found what we were looking for. Just get in our ship here and fly over there. And here we are. As you can see on the approach in, you can identify the towers also from the air just by the straight long antenna sticking up straight from the building there. If you want to find them the hard way, that is. As usual with these, you'll usually have a NPC of whichever faction seems to be controlling the planetary system you're in. But what we need to do is activate this terminal here and solve a math puzzle or riddle or whatever you want to call in order to find get the waypoint for the crash site. And usually it's just a simple pattern, addition, multiplication patterns, such as in this case where it's multiples of 3 minus 1. So basically 5 times 3 is 15, minus 1 is 14. That gave you the next number, which means this one here is basically 122 times 3, which is 366 minus 1. Correct answer is 365. These are not too terribly hard puzzles to figure out.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
So we'll just input 365 here. And the terminal activates, as you can see with the screen there, and it zooms out. Normally the camera points to the direction of the crash site, but this time it's sort of bugged out and just pointed to our ship. Alright, what I like to do here is just go out here and do a quick save here. At the destination, that way if you have to restart the game or the game crashes, you don't lose the waypoint to that crash site. As you can see, it's pretty far away. This one is, which is typical on planets like this with water, with a lot of water. Planet and islands spaced apart. They just these wreck sites and even some of the buildings get quite a distance apart. So in this case, we just apply a big, large arc, you could say, into orbit and back down on top of the planet here, and that's about the quickest way to cover those distances. here we go. They'll just drop down on top of it, like I said. And you're going to try to land fairly as close as you can to the crash site because you want to transfer, in case you want to transfer equipment to and from your ships, between the two ships actually. And that way you're not running too far between them. Okay, basically as you can see, I got a 37 slot ship, so let's see what this one is. This one is one slot larger, which is typical. Usually when you see these crash sites, you usually only find them either one slot less or one slot more than your current ship. But basically if you decide to keep it, like I'm going to do with this one since it's one slot larger, what you want to do is transfer your inventory from one ship to the other, like I'm doing so right now. Another helpful thing too is when you do this is break down all the extra equipment. What this does is get you some of the extra resources you may need to help repair the new ship, as well as possibly recover some rare resources. And now once you get the resources transferred over to your new ship here, you want to click accept on the bottom there, and then you take ownership of the new ship. And once you do that, you could actually open up your inventory and transfer it from your new ship to your personal inventory if you need to clear some room, and go back to your old ship that's parked next by and finish transferring the rest of the resources if you like. And like I said, hit accept, jump in your ship, check it out, start repairing it if you wish. Usually when I do this, I sometimes can switch to 3 or 4 ships in a planet before moving on to the next, so in that case I usually just do the basic repairs, the shield, pulse engine, maybe the phase beam since I use that mainly for both combat and mining, and of course the launch thrusters. If it's a ship that I got just before I'm going to leave the system, then that's when I repair the warp drive. But as long as you don't leave the area, too far from the area, your old ship will stay nearby, and then you can just, like you see here, go to it and finish salvaging the stuff out of it. Of course, that means you also have to go through this, compare, accept it, then transfer everything over, then go back and repeat it over to the new ship to retake the new ship. But basically that's how people just go and salvage ships just for rare materials and not necessarily for a new ship. But that's the end of the tutorial, so I hope you enjoy.